knows if this is a good idea? So this is the fourth one I've taken. So it says pregnant. I'm pregnant. Essentially today is my first day of week 6. So I am officially 6 weeks. Really, that's only 4, right? Because like the first 2 weeks are nothing's going on. I figured I would start doing like a little video to document this experience, whether or not it ends in a baby or it ends in a miscarriage or whatever. I haven't really told very many people yet. So like, I feel like I just need to talk about it to like get it out of my system and be calm and at peace with it. So essentially Dan and I were like, okay, in July, we were like, all right, we have this house, let's try to have a baby. We just, I haven't been on birth control for a really long time. So I was like really in tune with my cycle and it was really always really on time. And then 3 weeks ago, when I should have been like PMSing, I was like, gosh, I don't feel anything. That's weird. The time for my period came and went and I was like, yeah, I feel weird. So symptoms include gas, lots of gas. More last week than this week so far. Like more like week 3 and 4 than 5, 6. Does that make sense? Bloating, for sure. It feels like there's like the baby's like the size of a grain of rice or whatever the heck. It's not very big, but there's some, I don't know if it's the relaxin or what, but my hips are it just feels like there's a little bit of pressure. It's really weird. Today was the first like morning I got up and didn't feel bloated. Now I've eaten, and so now I feel bloated. Tender boobs since the very beginning. They're like pre-period boobs, but it's just constant. It's not like if you touch them, they hurt, but like if I lay on my back too long while I'm sleeping and I roll over, like it's like, ugh. My bras are all very tight and yeah, they just hurt. Like that's the constant symptom. Like if ever I'm like in doubt or scared, if my boobs are still tender, I'm like, well, I gotta still be pregnant, right? Peeing constantly, nonstop. I wanna say it's like as often as once an hour, but that's probably unhealthy and not true. But it's like a lot. It's a lot. And the funny thing is like, I usually do have to pee. It's not like a UTI where I'm like, oh, I have to pee and then I go and there's nothing. It's like, no, when I go to the bathroom, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm also obviously drinking a lot of water. No period, obviously. And then like I said, slight pressure in the abdomen and pelvis. I don't know, it's just kind of like an awareness, right? Like I've been doing so much yoga and so much mindfulness that like I feel like I'm really in tune with my body. That will certainly go out the window, I'm sure. So I have already read in their entirety Bumpin', the basic standard at the moment, and Expecting Better. So those I read before I was pregnant and then finished actually I think when I was very newly pregnant. So now the plan is like, okay, I have like kind of a framework of what is like the basic knowledge. And as I get to these points, I can revisit that information. What's really cool so far is like, I wake up and I look at the Pregnancy Plus app and I'm like, okay, so what's going on today? What are some articles that are relevant to the time I'm in right now? So that if I don't have time or I don't want to refer back to that section in the book, or if I just want like a daily update, I can do that. I made another video the other day about my worries. Like I'm not anxious, but I'm scared. I'm scared that something will go wrong. I'm scared that it'll either be like a miscarriage or there'll be some chromosome issue that will result in the end of the pregnancy, either by me or by itself, which is also really scary in and of itself because of like the laws right now. I won't go into that, but you can watch that other video. At 6 weeks, I can't tell anybody. I've told, obviously Dan, he was there when I took the test. I told 3 friends. I've told 3 friends. 3 people that I was like, no matter what happens, I can't not talk to them about this because it's just too much on my brain right now. So they know and are like being ultra supportive. I am very excited that they know. I'm excited that they're like gonna go through this with us no matter what happens. I want to tell more people, and it's not like I chose these people based on like closeness or anything, but like there just seems to me to be like a stigma about miscarriage, right? Like we all know that it's like you don't want to tell people before a certain amount of time because what if you lose the baby? It's like, well, if you lose the baby, that's something you're going to talk to your friends about, right? Like, ugh. Now I've chosen not to tell my parents or my siblings or any of my extended family until after like the 12-week point. Because at this point, I have not gone to the doctor yet. I'm gonna call them on Monday. I took my first pregnancy test Thursday, and we had just gotten home from vacation, and I was like, all right, well, let me take a couple more and just like be sure before I call them, and I'll call them on Monday if they're all positive. Well, they're all positive, so I need to call the doctor and go in and have them like confirm and kind of give me their opinion on what needs to happen and their insight on what's going on. And then Dan and I will revisit like what that decision is going to be about, like when to tell people. I won't post any of these until like, you know, we're in the clear. The time that we're going to tell is right around my brother's wedding. It's around Thanksgiving. So I think we'll probably like tell our families for Thanksgiving, and then like we'll announce to our like friends and colleagues and stuff like at the beginning of December. That's if everything works out. I'm already kind of talking to it. Is that weird? Like I will hum if I feel like if I'm like got like an ultra awareness of my stomach, just because it like feels good. I ate some mac and cheese the other day, and I think I just ate too much mac and cheese, but my stomach was a little upset, and I was like, dude, if you do not like mac and cheese, we're gonna have a problem. And I was like, oh my God, I just talked to the fetus. I just talked to my possible future baby. The first thing I said to my future baby was, oh my God, if you don't like mac and cheese, we're gonna have a problem. That's me. That sounds about right. So I'm not getting ultra excited about it. Like I'm trying to be chill about it. I'm trying to remember that like at this point it's just like a little clump of cells. But the app that I'm using, Pregnancy Plus, is not helping me not get overexcited about it and like, you know, overinvested, because like it's like, by the way, by week 6, like your baby has skin and a heart that's already pumping, and you know, has little nubs that'll turn into a head and another nub that'll turn into the base of its spine. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. I just don't want to get overexcited. Like this is our first time being pregnant. This is our first, it was only like our second real attempt to get pregnant. Now I think the fact that I have like a pretty healthy diet and I have a pretty healthy exercise routine and I've been off birth control for so long, I'm sure my uterus was just like, give it to me. I'm sure there are people out there that like, that's their exact story and they're having tons of trouble getting pregnant. So I don't know what's gonna happen for me. So I'm just kind of going at it with like childlike speculation. I'm not totally sold yet that it's gonna work out. But the other day, to try to get myself excited, I was on Amazon and I was like putting stuff on like a baby wish list. And I was on Pinterest a little bit, trying to look at stuff to get excited, but I'm worried that me not getting excited about it is like a sign. You know what I mean? Like, what if my body is like, we're not letting you get excited about it yet because it's not gonna work out. I think that's why I've woken up every day for the last 5 days taking pregnancy tests. It's because I'm like, if I wake up in the morning and I'm still pregnant, like that's another thing I don't have to worry about that day. So I have one more pregnancy test that I'll take tomorrow morning, but I don't really want to buy any more because I'm worried that like that crutch is going to be a problem. That like if I don't take a pregnancy test in the morning, I'm just going to be worried that I've had a miscarriage. I don't know why I'm so scared of that. I just want to do a good job. And if it sticks around and turns into a healthy baby, that feels like a good job. Isn't that kind of fucked up? That's like how subconsciously like the abortion and miscarriage bullshit, I think, isn't like in my brain. Because obviously I'm like, the stigma around miscarriage is bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, that I'm scared of having one because it will make me feel like I'm not good at it. Not that I'm worried people are gonna blame me or like say, what did you do wrong? Like, or, you know, that someone's gonna try to prosecute me for murder. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm worried about. I'm trying not to let myself get too excited about it, which is a little fucked up. But if it works out, I'll be stoked. If it's not, I'm hoping that not getting too excited about it makes the sadness not so bad. But the books are read. I have a digital thing that says I am pregnant. I am keeping notes of questions. And I think that's all I can do is like keep drinking a ton of water. I've not really wanted any Diet Coke, which is very weird for me. I mean, I make myself a bottle of it in the morning. But like today I've maybe had like 3 or 4 ounces and it's 1:30 and I don't have a caffeine headache. So it's weird. My body is weird. It's already weird. I mean, look at how good my skin looks. Probably just because I'm drinking so much water. Or is that the pregnancy glow? I don't know. So I think I'm gonna do these like once a week. So I think I'll do another one if I make it to 7 weeks, and which would be next Sunday. And now I'll make another one if I make it to 8. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I just wanna like record what I'm feeling so that I can remember. And this is better because I can share it and I can remember it and I can hear the inflection instead of like writing it down. So hopefully this is therapeutic. Hopefully this helps me not need to talk about it to every single person I see and leave Dan alone about it a little bit and just kind of process what's happening. I've wanted this since I was a little kid. I've always dreamed about being pregnant, not specifically being a mom, but like being pregnant. I thought it was so cool. Now that it's happened, I kind of feel like I'm like shocked still. Like I don't know what to do. Yeah. Anyway, that's what's going on. Week 6 on October 2nd. Here we go.